YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Paul's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're here with our playthrough of Pokémon Blue to figure out who the best Psychic-type Pokémon is in Generation 1. Psychic-types have really had a great showing in this challenge. The 3 Pokémon we've played through so far have been amazing. Mewtwo, Alakazam, and Mew of all 3 had very good runs. Top tier runs. Recommend you check those videos out. We are on Pokemon number 4, which is the halfway point in the 7 Pokemon challenge that we're doing. That Pokemon is Hypno. Hypno comes with some pretty good stats. We'll go over the stats really quick and we'll explain why this Pokemon gets worse in other generations. HP is 85, attack is 73, defense is 70, speed is 67, and special is 115. Special being 115 is very important in Generation 1, because that means that special attack and special defense, if you look at it that way, is both 115. Whereas in future generations, it gets changed to a special attack only being 73, which means this Pokemon is not as effective as it is in this game. That's why we want to have a good playthrough today and give it a really good representation. It is known as the Hypnosis Pokemon. Let's go ahead and dive into the playthrough. The first battle of the game is against our rival. Rival's name is Alakazam, and he has a Squirtle. We named our Pokemon Siesta because it likes to put Pokemon to sleep. It is the Hypnosis Pokemon after all. And we're going to 2-hit this Squirtle. And it hits itself in Confusion. Very nice. And we beat our rival. Super easy. Fairly an inconvenience. I'm going to move right onto the Bug Force. And we'll talk a little bit more about this Pokemon while we do some training. This is a Psychic-type Pokemon, Mono Psychic type, which means we do not have to worry too much about weaknesses. We are weak to one thing in this game, and that's Bug. And the bug Pokemon in this, there's only one move, and that's Leech Life. And it's not even a bug that does it. I'm pretty sure it's a Zubat, and we have the ability to one-shot a Zubat because it's weak to Confusion. And then we are in the medium-fast growth, which means we're going to level up pretty well, pretty fast throughout the course of the game. And then our critical hit rate is 12.89. That's because we don't have a really good speed for this Pokemon, so keep that in mind. And we're backtracking here, and just for the sake of making this video a decent time, we're going to go ahead and showcase. I don't actually showcase this very often. Let's go ahead and go right here, and we're going to do this battle against our rival. And he comes out with a Pidgey, one of my least favorite Pokemon in this game, only because it has Sand Attack, and we deal with that in every playthrough, and it can be very troublesome. But we 2-hit the Pidgey, and we're going to 2-hit the Squirtle, very good. And we're going to go ahead and go back and face the last bug catcher in the forest. We'll grab this potion real quick, very good. And then we're going to face him. This is going to be a one-shot because, you know, it's Weedle, it's poison type, it's weak to us, very good. And we're going to progress right on to Brock's Gym and face the Million Light Years Trainer. Going to face the Million Light Years Trainer. We started the game with Confusion, Hypnosis, Disable, and Pound, by the way. Really, 2 of these moves are obsolete. We're not going to use them. Hypnosis will be used in, I think, 1 battle. And that's it's coming up soon. But it is only going to be used in 1 battle because it's not really... It doesn't match up really well. In Hypnosis, this Pokemon uses Hypnosis a lot. We'll talk about that later. And we're going to go ahead and face Brock, and we're going to 2-shot the Geodude with Confusion. Very good. Onyx comes out, goes for Bide. It does outspeed us, but we get the knockout. We get the win over Brock. We're going to forever. Brock was a pretty easy win. We got a Brock split for about 3 minutes and 12 seconds. I don't usually show this, but I thought I'd show this just so you know. This is what happens immediately after Brock before we get to Mountain Moon. So go ahead and watch this, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this channel. This channel is actually progressing pretty well. We got some decent growth over the last month or 2, and it really would help out the channel if you gave this video a like. It gets out to more people. It gets the algorithm going. I don't know how the algorithm works. I just know it makes the algorithm work better. If you like a video, it helps to get out to more people. If you comment on a video, it's like liking a video times 10. It really helps. YouTube pretty much likes the engagement. And then if you subscribe to the channel, it tells me and YouTube you'll want to come back and watch my videos, and you'll get notified every time I post a video. I usually post every Wednesday and Friday. That's my usually pattern. I've been wanting to post on Mondays. I just don't have the time. I do this as a side thing. I do this between like 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. before all my wife and kids get up and have to go do a real job. But we do win, and we're going to go ahead and progress right into Mount Moon, and we're going to grab a move. We don't have the greatest attack stats specifically. However, Mega Punch is definitely an upgrade. We're not going to add it yet. We didn't need to because we're going to use Confusion to finish out the Super Duper Nerds Pokemon. And we get a pretty easy win over Super Duper Nerd. We're going to grab the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. And it's the right choice. And I know if I didn't tell you, you're going to ask. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and ask. Comments great for YouTube algorithm. Shout out to my Dry Bread. And we're going to dive right into our 3rd rival battle of the game on Nugget Bridge. He leads out with a Pidgeotto. We're going to go for Confusion. We get Sand Attack. That's fun. And now we're going to 3-shot the Pidgeotto. Great. Abra comes out. We're going to go for Mega Punch. Very good. Rattata comes out. Mega Punch. I thought it'd be a 1-shot, but it's not. Pound knocks it out. Very good. We still have her actually lowered, so that could really show its ugly head here in a second. Which it is. There you go. Mega Punch missed like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Nope. Okay. We didn't miss that time. Nope. 6 times. Okay. We get the win. Very good. That could have been a lot worse. Could have gone way worse for us there. But we're going to go ahead and face Misty. Now, this is the only time in this game where I'm going to use the move Hypnosis. Hypnosis is not a very good move in Generation 1. It's only, I mean, it's better than some because of the way sleep mechanics work in Gen 1, but we're going to go for Mega Punch and Confusion, knock out the Starmie, or Staryu. Now, Starmie is Psychic type, so Confusion's not going to do as well. It just went for X Defense, so Mega Punch isn't going to do as well as we'd hope. I guess maybe I should have gone for Mega Punch and hope for a crit. It would have done a lot more damage, but regardless, put Starmie to sleep. We use Confusion, we knock it out, we beat Misty, and we move right on to the SSN. We're going to pick up this move here and pick up Body Slam after we fight this Nidoran male. This Nidoran male is going to come out, and we're going to knock it out. Very good. We're going to grab Body Slam, and we're going to replace Mega Punch with Body Slam. It's way more accurate, way more powerful, so we're going to do that, and we move right on and face our fourth rival battle on the SSN. We'll go for Body Slam on the Pidgeotto. It misses its attack, so this should be pretty much a clean sweep on this Pokemon. I'm surprised we're not one-shot. I mean, our attack set's not very high, so never mind. That kind of makes sense why we're not one-shotting these Pokemon with Body Slam. And we get one more Body Slam on the Wartortle. Very good, very easy win over our rival. And we move right on to Lieutenant Surge. Now, this is not an easy battle by any stretch. We have nothing here that's like, has like that Surge has a weakness to. So it's just about managing the battle correctly. Body Slam is a 2-hit on the Voltorb, and we got a lot of damage taken out there. I'm a little concerned because if he gets a crit or something, we can get knocked out. So we're going to go for, I don't know why he went for X Defend. That is just a clutch, stupid move there because it already outspeeds us. It didn't need to do that, but whatever. And we're going to move right on to Rock Tunnel and face Boomer the Hiker. Boomer the Hiker is usually going to be a problem for some Pokemon, but for this Pokemon, he is not a problem. Confusion will one-shot the Geodude, one-shot the second Geodude, and the third Pokemon, which is Grappler, gets one-shot. We win and move right on to Celadon City. We went to Celadon City, did some errands, but now we're backtracking to Saffron City to face a Karate Dojo. This is not mandatory, so a lot of Pokemon don't actually do this. However, I thought it would behoove Hypno to do this because we need to get to a certain level so we can get a certain move a little bit later in the game, make some battles easier. Right now, I want to talk about Hypnosis and why we're not using it. A long time ago, about 3 years ago, on this channel, I did a playthrough series where I was playing through Pokemon Blue in order the Pokédex, just like I'm doing right now with Pokemon Crystal. And I played through a Drowsy, evolved into Hypno, played through the entire Pokemon. In that video, I leaned in heavily to using Hypnosis, Dream Eater strats. Hypnosis is only 60% accurate. Now in Gen 1, sleep strategies are a lot better because the opposition can't attack you on the turn they wake up. They can now, but in Generation 1 they could not. So sleep strategies, you get lured into them pretty well because it's such an effective strategy. However, 60% accurate is still 6% accurate, and it's not very good. And when you're using Dream Eater is a great move. Okay, it's actually the most powerful second move in the game. It's 100 base power and 150 with stab. However, the problem with Dream Eater is the opposition's not asleep. It's completely worthless. So in that case, it didn't work out well. There was some boomer, it's kind of a boomer bust strategy. If it works great because it heals you when you use Dream Eater. But if it doesn't work, you have problems. And that's the problem we had in the original playthrough that we did a long time ago. And so that is why I'm not using Hypnosis strategies / Dream Eater strategies in this playthrough. We just beat that beauty, and now we're going to face Erica. Now an error happens here, and I will correct it with the software. So if that upsets you, I'm sorry. But I was just looked away for a second because I was watching TV while I was doing this. I think I was watching actually another YouTuber, Squidgy, and then I look back and I have Confusion gone and Poison Gas there. However, it doesn't affect this battle, and I can easily just tinker with the software and add it right back on. So if that upsets you, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to redo an entire run. I don't have the time to do that. I'm sorry. I wish I did. I wish I did this for a living. I have 1,000 runs done all the time. It'd be amazing. I'd have perfect runs. Now we're facing Giovanni, and we've already one-shot the first two Pokemon. And we're going to two-shot the Kangaskhan. And we beat Giovanni. He goes, I'm Batman. And we grab a Soul Scope, Super Potion, and now Rival Battle. Rival Battle, fifth Rival Battle in Pokemon Tower. He leads out with a Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto will go down to one Psychic. Oh, one Confusion. Very nice. That's crits. That probably mattered. Psychic on the Growlithe. Very good. We don't have a great move for Execute, so we're going to go for Tri-Attack. Tri-Attack is supposed to be like Fire, Electric, and Ice, but I never really see that. It's just physical. And knock out the Kadabra, very good. And then Wartortle comes out. We should have gone for Body Slam. We might have got like the one-shot. Actually, probably not. We probably wouldn't have one-shot. So, it didn't matter. We probably didn't have the one-shot capability. But we're going to move right on and face Koga's Gym. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Koga's Gym and talk a little bit about why we need a certain move. We're at level 38. At level 43, we get Meditate. Meditate lets us up our stats by one stage. Imagine right now, we're not doing too... actually, crit right there, so that wasn't too bad. And we're going to knock out the Kadabra because Kadabra is very frail. However, this could be bad because it can confuse us, and some Pokemon in here can poison you, and it's not typically what you should have in this gym. All the gym leaders or all the trainers in here, at least the ones you got to face out of mandatory, only have Psychic Pokemon. So having the ability to badge boost and up our stats, so Meditate ups our attack stat by one stage, but it will badge boost and do the other stats around it. So that's a good thing, because it's going to help us, boost our special, boost our speed. Speed is probably our biggest weakness, honestly, so it's going to help us do those things. That's why I'm very much pushing to get to level 43. And now we're facing Koga, and everything we face here is going to be a one-shot. One-shot in the coughing, the muck, the second coughing, and wheezing. Is it going to be a one-shot? It is. Even though we're poisoned, it had no effect on the battle. Actually just makes it so we can't get put to sleep or nothing, but he doesn't have sleep strategies anyway. So we're going to move right on and face Blaine. Now, right now, if we had Meditate, this would be a much easier battle, because we can easily just, meditate 2 or 3 times, and now Body Slam can sweep his entire team. However, we don't have that luxury, so right now we got to go for Confusion/Psychic strategies, and we're going to 2-shot pretty much everything, but we do have the possibility of something happening. We got a crit there, so that's nice, but Rabbit could have gone for Fire Spin, or Stomp if it outsped us. I don't think it outspeed us. No, it doesn't. Okay. We actually outspeed it by 1, so that was good. So we get the win, but we could have a more decisive win if we just had Meditate. Right now, we're about to go into our rival battle. If we had Meditate, we're 2 levels away from it, we could easily just hit Meditate once or twice, and then sweep his entire team, because now we beat Blaine, so we can actually badge boost our special attack stat. So now we're going to 2-shot the Pidgeot, we're going to 1-shot the Growlithe. Execute comes out, and then Execute's still a problem. This is not a great solution for Execute. It's a 2-hit. You get the knockout. Body Slam on the Alakazam. It's a 2-hit. I'm actually surprised it wasn't a 1-shot. That's very surprising to me. And we have to go for Body Slam because Psychic has been disabled by the Alakazam. So this battle becomes a lot more convoluted than I want it to be. Leech Seed is sucking our health out, so it is kind of annoying. We did paralyze, so that stopped them, but we did get a pretty convincing win, but it took a lot longer than anticipated. And that moves us right into our second Giovanni by 2 Giovanni, and he leads out with a Nidorino. Nidorino will go down to 1 Psychic, very good. Now we've actually added Meditate now. Meditate gives us the ability to badge boost. We don't need to do that in this battle because we have Psychic, it's an advantage. However, the next battle, we will need to use it, because the next battle we're facing is Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. And like I said, Meditate's going to help, because usually Body Slam will do good enough against Psychic-type Pokemon. However, we're going to go ahead and go for Meditate. I made a mistake there, so we're going for Meditate. Very good. And we can Meditate and Sweep. Now, even if we level up with Meditate, what's good is our physical attack stat stays at the badge boosting number. We could have gone for 1 more there, probably make this an easier 1-shot on the Alakazam, and we get a 1-shot. Very good. Without having Meditate, that battle would have been extremely difficult, because when we get to the Alakazam, it could just go for a cover like it did when we were playing as Mew. And if we don't have enough to knock it out, it's just going to keep recycling. It takes a lot of time. And now we move on to Giovanni number 3 Giovanni, and we're going for Meditate on the Giovanni. It is upping our other stats. So even though we're not going to use Body Slam against them, our special went up as well when we did this, when we did the badge boost. And now we're 1-shotting. I don't even have a chance to say we 1-shot every Pokemon. But we 1-shot every Pokemon, and now we move right on to the penultimate rival battle of the game. It's a rival battle right before the Elite Four, on the way to the Elite Four. And he's going to lead out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot is a great Pokemon to set up on. It no longer has Sand Attack. I guess the worst case scenario is it can go for a Whirlwind and knock us out of the game and exchange Pokemon, but it's really not a big deal. We're going to get fully set up. We're going to get all the way to +6, are we? No, we're not going to. Okay, we're going to go and get 2 +5, and that should be just enough to win this game. Only thing that can happen now that could really screw us over is if we level up. And I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal if we level up, because if we level up, we still have a very good physical attack stat. Nope, we don't level up, so that's great. Go for Psychic on the Blastoise. We got a crit there, so we didn't get the knockout because it skipped over our badge boosting, but we win and move right on. To the Pokemon League, we're going to go ahead and face the Elite Four, but first look at our stats and our moves before we face Lorelei, the Ice Specialist. Stats first. The out-of-battle stats before our badge boost: attacks 135, defense 131, speed 128, and specials 186. Our in-battle stats with the corresponding badges: attacks 151, defense 147, speed is 144, and special is 209. Great stats, pretty good distribution. Now let's look at our move pool. Our moves, we're probably not going to change up our moves very much. We might get Mimic, or we might add Rest or something like that. I think Mimic. I don't think we're going to add Rest. I think we're actually going to add Mimic, I think, for our last battle against our rival. And we'll get rid of Tri-Attack when we do that. But our moves are Psychic, Meditate, Body Slam, and Tri-Attack. Really, there's not a good fourth move with this Pokemon. And that was the problem with Hypnosis. You had Hypnosis and you had Dream Eater. So you only had 2 more spots left. So that's like Psychic and Body Slam. It really Meditate. You can use it. It really gave a hard distribution for your stats, or for your moves. That's why I didn't like using. I didn't want to use Hypnosis and Dream Eater in this playthrough. But now that we've seen the moves and the stats, let's go and dive into the first battle of the Elite Four. and that is against Lorelei. Like I said, she's the ice specialist. She leads out with a Dugong Gong Gong, and Dugong Gong Gong is going to come out, and this is a pretty good Pokemon to set up on. We'll go for Meditate. If it goes for Growl, it's not the worst thing ever, because we're not really trying to set up our physical attack stat, we're trying to set up our special. So that's not the biggest deal in the world, but our special gets boosted. We're going to one-shot the Dugong, we're going to one-shot the Cloyster. We're probably not going to one-shot the Slowbro, he's pretty bulky, but we get the knockout on the Slowbro. Jinx, this is a one-shot. It is not, however, we get a 2-hit on the Jinx, very good. And then Lapras comes out. Is it a knockout? It is a 1-hit knockout on the Lapras. Very good, we beat Lorelei, and we're not even going to heal, we're going to go right into the next battle. And this is going to be pretty easy. Psychic Pokemon, 2 of the members of Elite Four are pretty much a cakewalk because Psychic just obliterates the entire team. Onix goes down to 1 Psychic. Hitmonchan goes down to 1 Psychic. Hitmonlee goes down to 1 Psychic. Onix goes down to 1 Psychic. Oh, we miss. We get a Gen 1 miss. How unfortunate. Oh well. And then Psychic knocks out the Machamp. Very good. Very easy win over Bruno. We move right into Agatha. We are going to do a full restore just in case. She does have some pretty fast Pokemon. I don't know if we outspeed. It's not something I remember right now. So I thought just in case, we're going to go ahead and just heal, just in case she decides to outspeed us, and she does not outspeed us. So we're going to go for Psychic, and we should obliterate her entire team. Psychic on the Golbat, Psychic on the Haunter, very good. Arbok comes out, that's a Psychic on the Arbok. And then the last Pokemon is Gengar. We do outspeed this one as well by 3. So we get the knockout, get the win over Agatha, and we move right on and face Lance, the liar with the flyers, as my guy Squidgy will call him. Actually, in this game, he's not really a liar. He's a dragon trainer. He's got a lot of dragon Pokemon. So let's go ahead and heal up. We're gonna recover our power points and PP up, PP points, power points. And now we're gonna face Lance, the Dragon Master. We're gonna go for Meditate on the Gyarados. He goes for Hyper Beam, so he's got 2 turns, and now our defense is actually up, so we don't take as much damage. And we're gonna go for Body Slam on the Gyarados. Very good. We're gonna switch to Psychic. We should switch, yeah, there we go. Switch Psychic, knockout, very good. Dragonair comes out, knockout, very good. Aerodactyl, is it a one-shot? It is a one-shot. Is Dragonite a one-shot? It is not, however. Slam, ooh, Slam almost knocks us out. So almost took our first reset there. That was pretty close. However, we get the win. We knock out Lance's Pokemon. And now we're going to heal up really quick and then face the champion. We're at 36 minutes and 10 seconds with 1 battle left in the game. It's usually the most difficult battle. Sometimes it can be a difficult battle, but I don't think with this Pokemon it's really that difficult. And then we're going to go ahead and add, really quick, we're going to add Mimic. Mimic is going to go in, it's going to replace Tri-Attack, very good. And so now we're going to head right in, save, and face our rival. The final battle of the game, the champion. Let's see what happens here. Like I said, in the previous battle we had against a rival, Pidgeot is a great Pokemon to set up on. Because Meditate, the only thing it really has that's going to do anything to us is Sky Attack. So if it starts going for Sky Attack, we're going to immediately go and attack. We'll set up on somebody else. But Body Slam's a one-shot on the Pidgeot. Very good. We're going to Mimic Cover. It's going to come in handy. Very good. We're going to go for Psychic. We're going to go for Body Slam and knock out the Alakazam. Very good. I don't think we need to set up anymore, so we're going to go for Psychic on the Rhydon. Just in case someone hits us, we have Recover. Maybe we didn't even need Recover. That might save us a couple seconds in the second playthrough. Body Slam is a 2-hit. Oh, man, I hate Barrage. It takes so long. Okay, Body Slam on the Executor. Very good. We level up, so we lose all of our badge boosts. But we still have the high attack stat. So we're going to get a 2-hit knockout on the Blastoise and get the win at 37 minutes and 18 seconds. So we get our time locked in with the Elite Four. And boom, that's our time. 37 minutes, 18 seconds. 0 resets. 0 resets is very important because that means we have a little bit of wiggle room to be a little more risky in the second playthrough. So there's definitely some room for improvement on this. We didn't need to go for Recover. That took a little bit of time on the Alakazam. We probably just could have done a couple more Meditates and we could have one-shot the Execute. That probably would have helped us, and possibly even one-shot the Blastoise. That's something we got to consider when it comes to the second playthrough. But 37 minutes and 18 seconds, where does that put us on the tier list? So 37 minutes, 18 seconds actually puts us immediately behind by 1 second. 1 second slower than Nidoking. So this Pokemon is in the SS tier. So 3 Psychic-type Pokemon so far have landed in the SS tier. That is amazing. And of the 4 Pokemon that we've played through so far in the Psychic Challenge, all 4 of them are in the S tier or higher, which is what I predicted. Now, next week we have some pretty interesting Pokemon. I think it's also going to end up pretty close to that tier as well. And we'll look at that here in a second. But the first thing I want to do is talk about the next playthrough we're going to have, which comes out next Wednesday, which is Magcargo Optimized. We will start out fully evolved as Magcargo. There's not really an egg move, but we do start with 2 moves rather than just Smog. So I think this Pokemon is going to be significantly better. Plus, I know the strategy it's going to take to beat Red. It took us about 20-25 minutes to figure that strategy out. So we're going to have that immediately as soon as we get the Red. So as long as we get the Red at a decent time, I think we'll be just fine getting through. And then the Pokemon we're going to play through next Friday is Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime is actually one of my favorite Pokemon Generation 1. Every time I played through, I had a thing in like my youth where I hated using Pokemon you couldn't fully evolve. So I did not like using Kadabra. I'd always get an Abra and go trade for Mr. Mime. And with Mr. Mime being traded, you get double the experience. And it was just a Pokemon that would just easily become one of my best Pokemon so fast. So this is one of my favorite Pokemon used in Generation 1. The original playthrough I did a couple years ago was very good with this Pokemon, but I think we're going to make this even better. I think it's going to end up at least in the S tier, but in the SS tier, I think it's possible. There's a lot of good things going for this Pokemon, but that's it. That's my video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope if there's any Hypno fans out there, I hope you enjoyed the representation. We do have, like I said, a second playthrough with every Pokemon, so there is room for improvement. However, that's a different video for a different time. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and share this to your friends. Get this video out there, get my channel out there. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. I'll see you guys next time.